I would suggest you start doing through the batch processing. What you have to well was with the logical thinking. That what kind of the output you wanted to achieve out of the dashboard. You should know how to connect with the data. This is the era of the data. Fear of the job should not be there. There are a lot of vacancies out of the market. If you are doing it in a proper manner, you can learn it in the 3 months for sure.
So, good evening, everyone. I'm Vivekanand from CloudyML's team. So, we welcome to another podcast. So, we have our guest Virender Singh, currently working in Dubai as a data engineer and data analyst. So, hi, Virender. I hope
I
you're doing well.
Yeah, I'm doing pretty much well. How about you?
I'm also good. I'm also good. So, please tell us more about your self, like your education background. I can see, through your profile, that you have done bachelor's in economics, and then you have managed to switch to the data domain. So, definitely, your journey would be inspiring many. So, please tell us more about yourself.
Sure, sure. So, if I'll just talk about my educational qualification, that I have started my graduation in the Delhi University. That
Mhm.
is again full time. And apart from that, I started with some GNIT diploma. That is again the software engineering, where I have learned little bit part of the coding. Okay, but that coding was not gone so far with me. So,
Mhm.
uh, so I first recruited as a in American Express. So that was a financial domain company. Okay,
Mhm.
so that was itself in a Gurgaon. Okay,
Mhm. Mhm.
so I was doing there as an account receivable, like it's a US client settlement. And
Mhm.
after that, I within the 6 months only that I started building some automations like on the MS Access, Excel, VBA, and all those things.
Mhm.
So I started getting a lot of appreciations around it, and I spent there around 4 years. Okay,
Mhm.
and I have been awarded most of the awards. Okay, so every quarter I used to get at least one award,
Awesome.
and I got the best idea submitter award also, and I have also implemented all of them. I have submitted around 11 ideas. Out of them, seven has been implemented by me only. So
Mhm.
that that this is the where that I started my journey into the technical part and all those things.
Mhm.
So after that, I joined Sapient. Sapient is again IT company. It's a Sapient Nitro. So I joined as
Mhm.
associate program manager. So I was
Mhm.
handling the multiple projects there. So so that's again a completely IT domain that I
Okay.
could say, like where I've started my real journey in
Mhm.
terms
Mhm.
of the data engineering and the analytics. Okay.
Mhm.
So before that, I was doing the data analytics on the over the Excel, MS Access, using the small tools because that time that those things are available.
Right.
Okay, and if I'll just talk about you know after that, I in Sapient because I was working with the multiple technologies because we were the IT company and we were having the lot of clients.
Mhm.
I don't put their name. Okay, but they from the financial domain, they are from the technical technology domain, they
Mhm.
are from the banking domain, they are from
Mhm.
the you know uh, maybe the different airline, the travel domain. Okay,
Mhm.
and the some of the hotel domain. So we were using the different kind of the technologies there.
Mhm.
Okay, so I was a associate program manager, so I have to you know run through like that, that whatever the roadmap has been designed.
Mhm.
Okay, for the project, let's suppose that there are two type of the projects: time and material and the FTFP, fixed term fixed price. If it is
Mhm.
a time and material, then
Mhm.
whatever things that we have submitted as a scope, we have to go against it. Okay,
Mhm. Mhm.
so we were using the Jira, tracking all the IDs, tracking all the projects and all those things. And apart from that, I need to create the financials also.
Mhm.
Like,
Mhm.
we have a deal, against that deal, how much of the money that we have burned.
Right.
Is it a overburn or it is a underburn?
Mhm. Mhm.
Okay, because if we are telling to the client that my work gonna be taking the 40 hours or 80 hours,
Mhm,
Okay,
mhm,
take it as 80 hours. It can be
mhm.
10% up and down, but it
Right.
cannot be, I'm just finishing my work in the 40 hours. It means that I'm just taking the unwanted money from the client. Okay. So that's the thing. Like I need to track all those things. So, I just build up a one tool which has been used till now in the CPN, in the
Mhm,
Excel only.
mhm,
So, there was combination of the MS Access, VBA, and the Excel. And apart from that, we have uh, put it into the OBI and the another technologies. Okay.
mhm, mhm.
Then that was the time where I was on a junior role or maybe the senior analyst and all those kind of things. And after that, I joined as an Indigo as assistant manager, data engineering and the analytics. There, I have set up my own team
Mhm, mhm.
for the data engineering. So that was the biggest challenge because, previously I was just doing here and there task. People tell me that complete the task, then I used to complete the task. But here, I need to set up the entire process.
Process. Mm.
So, uh, so it was quite difficult to me because uh, previously I had no prior experience. I had a prior experience to the handling the people, but I was handling as associate program manager. If program manager is not there, then I was coming as a SME.
Mhm,
Okay.
mhm.
So in the data engineering, it was the biggest challenge was the data set that was a third party tool that is called as a aircraft information management system. That was a third party tool. So they were not disclosing their things. Okay, so the data was into the you know entirely encrypted data. So we need to decrypt the data. That was the biggest challenge that we had. So we had a front end of that application, and we need to go to the back end and we need to identify what data relate to the what. So this is the data engineering journey that starts from there. And so my first module that I built through the SQL Server, Microsoft SQL Server, that is definitely required. One of the database language that is definitely required if you want to be a data engineer. Okay, so I'm not saying that you will be a no code, purely a no code data engineer could be in your life. Okay, so the definitely any structured language like SQL, no, like it could be Microsoft SQL, that could be MySQL, that could be Oracle, that could be any other language that you could see like Snowflake and all. So I built my the first ETL tool over the SSIS. So that time it was quite famous before 7 to 8 years. That so we used to build all the models, doing the data modeling, doing a lot of codes, and after that we are putting the database into the one data lake storage. So I have created my own data lake storage. Okay, and so this is how it started. And after that, we started producing the Power BI dashboards because whatever the data that we had after the data engineering, we are responsible to make the beautiful analytical driven dashboards. And people think that dashboard making is like just a historical representation of the data. We make the dashboarding into that way that they are solving your day-to-day problems and they are telling you where is the problem and what are the solution that you need to take it. Because definitely if we are using a BI tool, we cannot feed back to the systems auto-corrective way. Somebody has to sit, read the data from the read the anomalies from the dashboard, and they need to put it into the uh, they need to correct into the systems. Okay, so these were the analytical driven dashboards, and that we have created for the one of the airline, that is Indigo Airline. So airline, so I'll tell you that I have been working in the technology and the hotel and the different like financial domain, all those domains, but the airline domain is one of the complex domain. Okay, in the because you are handling the multiple departments. The multiple department has to work together. The data speak, together the same story. Then only that one aircraft from starting from the ground, then landing to the another destination, that should walk up. Okay, so there are multiple team works upon the ground team, like the flight crew operations teams, like the captain, FO, CC. Then you have people who are handling here, then the destination stations. So, and apart from that, the engineering, then, you have the revenue, finance, other teams, and the doctors teams. So many teams, we can't imagine, like, the how complex industry this is, the airline industry. So we have developed more than 50 dashboards there. Okay, so these dashboards are serving to the different departments in the Indigo airline. Apart from that, so many things were there. And then I moved, uh, got a chance to work with the Air Arabia, but we are part of the Air Arabia, but my company name is ISA. ISA is a Information System Associates. Okay, so we are a product-based company. So we are having our own tool which any airline uses, like the reservation system, like Airline is meant to the crew management, and the arrows that is that is used to manage the fleet operations. Okay, how the flight go from one place to another place. So this is there. So we are having a three main product, and apart from that, we have a small another services. So we are big giant client, that is the Air Arabia, who are using our product, and definitely we are part of the Air Arabia group. Okay, and apart from that, we are having more than 25 flights that we are serving to them as a product. So here, I'm also again the responsible for the data engineering and the analytics. So we are producing a lot of the dashboards for the different departments, doing the data engineering from the different department. So previously I was using the SSIS, Microsoft SQL, and Microsoft product more. Here I am using the Snowflake, and apart from that, we are using a lot of no code tool, the Python and all those things that we are using as of now. And we are making the enable the analytics on the phone, like we are using the Power BI, so it is available over the phone. Apart from that, we are using the Click also here. So we have a multiple visualization tool that you can use anything, whatever you want, but your model should be correct. Because I would say one thing, this data engineering is an art. Okay. Your one pipeline can mess up all of your day. The data has to be correct at any point of the time. It's not like that, tomorrow, today it's run, after 15 minutes, the data is wrong, and after that it's corrected only. No. The pipeline should not get burst. The pipeline has to be accurate all the time. So that's my journey, and that is continuously going on. Okay, so that's all brief about me that I do, and it's like an interview. But yes, it's interesting.
Right. Just okay. So, thank you so much for a very elaborate answer. Okay, but yeah. So, what would be your suggestions for those who are currently trying to enter the domain?
See, the data engineering and data analytics, two different part. If
Yeah.
I talk about the data engineering nowadays is DevOps engineering nowadays, it is available. The cloud engineering, that is available. Now we have the old method, you know, for the data engineering, that is available. So any of them you can go for it. Maybe the big data you can go. The Hadoop ecosystem is there. You can go and you can learn the entire Hadoop ecosystems. But I would suggest better you start with the small one, but at least start transforming the small data and putting up into the one place. Start from the
Mhm.
batch processing. Okay, so batch
Mhm.
processing is something that that periodically that goes data goes into after the
Mhm.
transformation, that goes into the destination.
Right. Mhm.
Okay. So you start doing through the batch processing, maybe that you can learn what is the batch processing and how to transform your data there. And apart
Mhm.
from that, you can have data modeling concepts. Okay, the streaming data set is also there. That is IoT data. Okay,
Mhm.
so
Mhm.
uh, I'll just tell you one structure that people has to follow. That I could say, uh,
Mhm.
people has to
Mhm.
even the all the whatever you learn, like cloud engineering, the ML engineering, or maybe the old way to doing the engineering task. Uh, so this current engineering, that is the new version of the engineering that we call about, is that is the batch processing and the streaming processing that goes side by side.
Mhm.
Then you
Okay.
create a ODS. From the ODS,
Mhm.
you create, so you just take all the data into the ODS systems. From the ODS system, whatever data that you required, let's suppose that
Mhm.
you have one financial schema, then you have one operational schema, then you have one some engineering schema, and X, Y, Z. Okay. So
Mhm.
multiple schemas. So from the ODS is the operational data storage. Okay. So from
Mhm.
there only you
Mhm.
took all the data into the some small data marts, and
Right.
those data marts are interconnected but obvious.
Mhm. Mhm.
Out of that, you can produce either your data science project or your data analytics project, or maybe that
Mhm.
you wanted to create a website, or all those things that are going to help you in the real time.
Mhm.
So,
Mhm.
uh, data engineering nowadays, people think that it's becoming as a no code. Yes, it is
Mhm.
becoming a no code mostly. Like people are using the
Mhm.
connectors. Like if you wanted to connect the Power BI to the Snowflake,
Mhm.
you already have a connector
Mhm.
somebody. And if you wanted to
Mhm.
push the data from one place to another place, you have so many no code softwares like Hive, like Click Replicate.
Mhm.
We
Mhm.
have I mean, I don't recall many of the names. Okay, so you can go for it and directly connect with it. But most of the databases, the uh, data companies, they are providing you the connectors, inbuilt connectors, so that you can connect your data to the data lake.
Mhm.
Okay, so that's the thing. I could say that is an interesting thing that is about the data engineering, and now that's come to the data analytics. Data analytics is nothing; it's just a Power BI dashboards. Okay,
Right.
so once your data is placed in the data marts, you can go for the data visualization, or maybe the creating the data science projects. If you wanted to create any machine learning projects out of it, you can go for it. Okay,
Right.
so that's the thing. It's easy to get it. So these are two different domains. Data analytics is quite easy. Then you have to be very sharp with the numbers, and you have to good with the stats. Mathematics and
Okay.
stats, and you should have a logical thinking so that whatever the client wanting from you, you can relate to it and you can give it by numbers. That is all over the data analytics and the data visualization.
Right. Mhm. Okay. So, like, if somebody is having a sense of fear, like I cannot learn Python, programming language is not cup of my tea, how should they proceed? Or what kind of mindset they should have towards Python and SQL also?
Okay, that's fine. But what happens is people think that SQL and this Python
Python.
is.
Mhm.
I could say Python is not required for the data engineering and the analytics mostly, but there are some
Mhm.
solutions that ML machine learning data engineering that has done in the Python over the Python.
Mhm.
Okay, if
Mhm.
I have to do a lot of complex situations where I need to provide all those things. But yes, nowadays no code things are available. If you go for the Power BI, Tableau, if you go for the Click, if you go for IBM Cognos, IBM BI, or any BI tool that you go upon, I have used all four of them in my life. So it's not required the Python coding at all.
Mhm.
But you
Mhm.
can use all the functionality, stats functionality, mathematical functionality, all the if conditions, else conditions over there only. What you have to well was with the logical thinking. That what kind of the output you wanted to achieve out of the dashboard.
Right.
So I mean you can go for it. You don't no need Python or SQL. But yes, you should know how to connect with the data. Okay, so
Definitely. Mhm.
definitely. So you can go for it.
Okay. So what is your thought about the job market in current in data domain? Like they have the people who are currently preparing for it or upskilling themselves. They feel they have the sense of fear that there is no jobs in this particular domain. So what is your say about that?
See, this is the era of the data.
Right.
If in this era you're thinking that, I have a fear that I will be not getting a job out of it. then it means that you're not doing it properly.
Right. Agree.
Yes. So data is a vast, like it is a data science, data analytics, data engineering, data architect, you know, these things are available. Then you
Mhm.
have, the people who are doing the small data analysis over the Excel, the MIS people, also called as a analytical guy as nowadays.
Mhm.
So yeah, I could say, you know, fear of the job should not be there. There are a lot of vacancies out of the market. Even I'm not able to fill few of the my roles because I'm not getting the right attitude,
Candidate.
a right attitude candidate, I could say.
Mhm.
Uh, so yeah, jobs are there. A lot of jobs are there. You should be well versed with your data. And trust me, guys, nowadays what I see basically is that, they go with the some people, the third party people, and they try to make their resume that look like a data scientist, data analytical, or data engineering guy. But when you
Mhm.
ask them a very simple, basic questions, they are not able to answer it. Or they
Yeah.
try to, nowadays, mostly interviews are happening online. I
Yes.
see out of the 10 interviews, I see 4 or 5 interviews people are doing cheating.
Mm.
So let's stop doing it.
Right.
The
Right.
person who's taking the interview, they are not fools. Okay.
Exactly.
So nowadays, ChatGPT is there. You just go for the ChatGPT 4 and you just take a subscription of it. And then, whatever the interviewer asking the questions, you will get a real time answers out of it. And you're trying to, you know,
Speak out the
make
same.
acting that, yeah, I speak of the same, but no, we will get to know who's giving the actual answers, who's giving the, fake answers out of it.
Right.
Yes.
Right.
So
And that
I
is
say, be honest, whatever you do. And trust me, data is the new era. There are a lot of jobs out of there. All kind of the pay scales jobs are there. You have to be right fit for that job. Very simple.
right. Right. So that is the reason, like, we even guide our learner that do whatever you do, do it practically. And whatever you learn with patience and determination. You will learn perfectly if you practice it every day. That is the main motto.
For sure.
But nowadays, learner are like, I am jobless. I need a job in 3 months. I want to learn. Of course, in 3 months, you cannot learn. This is not that easy,
True. It
right?
is not. See, 3 month journey is very big journey. See, if I would say, if you are doing it in a proper manner, you can learn it in the 3 months for sure.
Mhm, mhm.
But you have to come up with some extra skills, like you have to develop your own projects.
Right.
Data is entirely available in the Google. Maybe that
Right.
you just, let's suppose that I wanted to be in the airline industry. So I started building my own small projects for the data engineering and all those things so that I can showcase to the interviewer, right?
Right.
Okay. Because I like the airline industry. So related to that only that I started creating. If I wanted to be in a healthcare domain, then healthcare domain is literally the second most difficult sector that I know, that is the healthcare domain.
Right.
And number of the disease. And number of, so nowadays what people goes is the lung cancer identifications. Like if I'm a data scientist guy, they will pick up the lung cancer identifications and all those things. If they are having a BP is this, then they are having high chances of blood pressure and all those things. So yes, you have to be a domain specific. Okay, your project should speak domain specific. So if I'm going for an interview, okay, so if I'm going for an airline, so I have to give an example of the airlines, not to the other domain. Okay, maybe that you worked upon the another domain, but those domain knowledge, how it can help in your current role, that you need to think of.
Correctly said. Okay. So thank you so much. You have answered almost every questions according to the guidance which we can also give. And those who are watching definitely will seek a great help from your inspiring journey as well and informative story. So thank you, Virendraji. We'll meet again in another podcast.
Sure, sure.